Hi there, Karen here, and welcome to weeks 2 and 3 of the 50-week project. I'm going to start by, as I do on each occasion, by getting out my planner stamps and putting the date of the latest of that visit on the top of the page. I'm going to do that on each of the pages. It's going to be using this same planner stamp set to give a bit of consistency to each page. So I'm just adding, so 29th of April. So this is one of my midweek visits on my own. And then I'm going to, I've been practicing, as you can see on a sheet of paper there on the right, with this stamp set that I've got from Teresa Collins. It's a sort of family related stamp set. And I just thought I'd use that doily stamp to just to give a bit of a background. Trying not to make these pages too two-dimensional, but give them each a bit of interest. So I thought a bit of stamping would be quite nice here. So I'm using, it's quite a pale turquoise colour. It's from one of my Versa inks. I think this is the one called Celadon, which is a pale turquoise colour. It looks a little bit stronger in real life than it does on the video, but it's just giving a nice little background colour. So I'm going to do just some little stamps there, and then then I'm also going to use, as you can see, that distress ink for a couple more couple of more bits of stamping. With that one is called Dried Marigold, and that is a bit bolder, stands out a bit better, but it's quite a nice background for the photos that I'm using because the colours match quite well. I'm just doing a couple of stamps with that. A lot of it gets covered up. You don't see an awful lot of it once I've put all the photos and other bits and pieces on. So this was, and then I found this, I was looking through my little box of ephemera, and I found this little tag, and it says claim ticket. So I thought, well, as soon as I arrived, what did I claim? I claimed a cuddle. So that's what I've put on there. I've claimed one cuddle. It was quite a short cuddle because she got very hungry quite soon after I arrived. And that was it. That was my cuddle. I think I got about 5 minutes if I was lucky. But luckily, somebody, my daughter or my husband, snapped a quick photo, so I've been able to put that on there. But the rest of the time we were there, she was snuggling with her mummy, and she looked so cute. And that's basically what I'm putting on this little tag. That because she'd been having some reflux, and so not long before we arrived, she'd got rid of most of the milk that she'd taken in, so she quite quickly wanted some more when we got there. And then once she'd had that, she was snuggling on Mummy's shoulder, and I think that just was where she needed to be. So that's when I took a quick picture of her just doing just that. So I'm just sticking this tag down. Just thought it made a change to write the journaling on a tag rather than writing on the paper each time. I managed to stick it on in the wrong place there for a minute, but it did come off. It wasn't stuck too firmly. And I'm just going to tuck that photo of my daughter with her little baby. They look so adorable together, so happy. No matter how tired my daughter gets, and she has been very tired, she's still completely happy with her little girl. And that's all you want to see. You want to see your daughter happy with her baby. So I think I just added a little note to say that I went with, I went with Grandad that day. So actually this wasn't a midweek visit. This was a Saturday visit that we went together. That was probably, she was a week old there. Yes, about a week old there. And I've just added, just as a final little touch, I've got my little box of flowers. These are little, they're not silk flowers. They're more made of paper, and you can put brads in the middle. But I didn't want any brads on this because that would make it too bulky. So I've put a couple of little pearls that I've stuck in the middle, just to finish them off. Just sticking that tag down there. It wasn't quite stuck down on the corner, and I thought trying to stick the flower on top, it would might just keep popping up. So I've added a bit of extra glue to the tag. And I've popped on those two pearls in the middle to make the centres of the flowers. And I'm just going to stick those on in a couple of places. just to bring out more of that lovely colour, that peachy colour. There we are. They're not too bulky, they're quite flat, those flowers. And then the last touch is another stamp from that Teresa Collins set, which just says, "We are family." And yes, they've become another little family. Well, we're all family. I just thought that worked, just to fill that little space there. Now you can see I've just also put a couple of bits of washi tape on the page. So this is now the next visit, also part of what I'd call week 2, because it's within the second week. It was the second week of visiting. It was a few days later. And just putting on the date again. So this was probably, not sure which day it is. This is the following weekend, actually. I'm losing track of what day is what here. So I'm using, I've got this these napkins, and I just wanted to use the blue flowers. It's a really pretty napkin. It's got lots of roses and all sorts of flowers on it. It's really pretty. And I just wanted the blue because we went for a walk and there were lots of bluebells around, so I thought that was nice for the background. So I'm using the Mod Podge as the glue, but also as the sealer. So I shall stick the tissue, which is tissue, but it's from a paper napkin with the backing taken away, and then just sealing it with the Mod Podge over the top as well. And I'm just going to trim off those extra bits that are sticking out, but in the meantime I'm letting it dry. And I'm just trimming down my photos. So we went for a little walk. This is the first time we'd her out. Her mum and dad had taken her out in her pram previously, but it was the first time me and my husband had actually gone out with her in the pram, because it was a lovely day. And I really enjoyed just pushing the pram. It'd been a very long time since I'd pushed a pram. And it was a really nice feeling, pushing her there and then seeing her in her little pram. And so we went over the park. And as I say, there were bluebells all around. So I wanted to reflect that in the background with this bit of tissue. And then I just wanted another little bit in the corner, just to kind of give a little bit more background behind the photos. And as my daughter's wearing blue, if I thought put too much blue on it, that photo would almost disappear. So this one is more of it's got more leaves and a little bit of red flowers on this corner piece. Really love these napkins. There's so many different bits that you can use, and it just gives a different effect each time. So now I've decided that as it's all got it's quite a bit gluey on the background, I thought I might just write my journaling on another spare sheet, because I have to keep tearing out some of the pages because it's getting a little bit bulky. So I keep culling the book a little bit so I can use the pages sometimes just to practice what I want to do, try things out, and also in this case to write the journaling and then cut it into strips, which I shall then stick on the page. So I'm just saying what a lovely day it was, and we took her out for a walk, and we ended up in the pub. The picture at the bottom is my daughter, and we're sitting in the pub garden, and that was a lovely thing. I think they needed a little bit of an outing and a nice bit of a relaxation in the pub. And it was such a beautiful day. We were able to sit out in the garden, and it was really nice. So I'm just so it wasn't her first trip to the pub, because they'd taken her the day before with some other visitors, I believe. But it was our first outing with her. So this is all about our firsts, not necessarily her firsts. Not that they'll be first on every occasion, but it was on this time. And then I've just found this little flower stamp, so I thought I'd just do some blue flower stamping in that corner, just to take the blue flower theme into the corner, and so I wouldn't have any white space, because I don't like white space, as you may know by now. And I've just got these little Kaisercraft rub-ons, which I've used once or twice before, and I thought they would be quite nice just to finish off the page. A couple of little butterflies. One's a butterfly, this one in the corner, and then once I've stuck on the photos, which obviously I haven't quite done yet, Just going to put those in place, and then I'm going to do another rub on in that bottom right corner. And I've decided to pick out one, instead of a butterfly, I think I've gone for a little dragonfly this time. I'm just going to rub that in that corner. So it's quite a pretty floral page, this one. I rather like this one. And it just goes with the theme of the photos when we're out and about and amongst all the spring flowers. It was a beautiful walk. Not very far, but it was fun. And I'm just trying to get all the bits of black to rub off. Mostly these rub-ons are working very well, but it didn't quite come out right. But I will sort that out in a minute. In the meantime, I'm just making sure that the photo is stuck down properly, adding a bit of extra glue. Yeah, so here we go. I've got my black pen out, and I'm just filling in those lines just to make sure the little dragonfly looks complete. So that's that one done. So, and I've just finally just been to see them again this week. So this is what I would call now week 3. And really, it was a very uneventful visit. We didn't go out. It was just me and Jenny and little Miss Gorgeous. And she slept a lot of the time. Or she was either sleeping or eating most of the time I was there. So I did get to have a little cuddle right at the end. But I just thought she looked so cute in her pink outfit. I've just wanted to record that she was. Except I'm going to make this a very pink page. So there's another piece of that serviette that I'm using. I'm just going to stick on the page, and a couple of pictures of her fast asleep, but looking dead cute. And that was really all there was to say about this day. It was a nice visit. She just lay there looking cute, and I just took some pictures of her and watched her sleeping, as you do when they're so small and tiny. And then that's all you want to do is just look at them. And I'd cut out a few little, you see this bit of tissue paper I had, so I've cut out some of these shiny pink butterflies as well to put on the page. So I backed that photo. It's a piece of vellum. It's a pink floral vellum. So I've just backed the photo, or this photo with the vellum. I'm just going to pop that in the corner there. So she's just asleep in her little Moses basket there, and then the second picture, she's asleep on her mummy. And I'm just going to pop that in the corner there. She's just looking so adorable. And I just said she was pretty in pink today. And that was all there was to say about it, really. So I'm actually going to print that, or stamp it, with a pink stamp. And just say, my darling, today you were pretty in pink. And that's really it. Wasn't really much else to say about this day, but that doesn't matter. I'm just recording what happened on the day that I'm there. There we are. And one last little butterfly to be added. So I think that's quite a cute page, and that's the end of that. So that's my 2 to 3 week project up to date now. Thank you for joining me, and please join me again soon. Goodbye.